Breaking story out of Australia right now. RBA keeping rates unchanged at 1.5%. We're joined right now by Paul Allen in Sydney for the analysis. Decision wasn't really in doubt. It's the statement really that is key here. What is RBA saying?
Well, it's all about inflation, Angie, and that's how we got to 1.5%. We've had weak inflation in Australia, so the two cuts we've seen to the cash rate so far this year were in response to that. So on the subject of that, the statement said, keeping the cash rate at 1.5% is consistent with meeting the CPI target over time. Now, this is also consistent with what the new Governor, Philip Lowe, has been saying in the few weeks leading up to this meeting, which is his first in charge as the Governor. He described the RBA as not being inflation nutters, in words that could well come to define his tenure. He's expressing a willingness, really, to allow Australia to live outside the target inflation band for some time and keep a little of extra powder dry in terms of the cash rate. So we got confirmation really of that in the statement, also saying that the cash rate of 1.5% is consistent with sustainable economic growth and continued jobs growth in the near term, both of which are quite healthy in Australia right now, Angie.
All right, keeping the ship steady. Of course, the other big story is this ongoing parliamentary hearing with Bank CEO, Commonwealth Bank CEO Ian Narev there. A little bit of a tense day. What's he had to say so far about everything?
Well, he made some rather lengthy opening remarks in which he really defended the bank's record, particularly the huge profits the Commonwealth Bank enjoys. It is the biggest bank in Australia. He said, look, we've got many stakeholders' interests to balance. 70 to 80% of the profits go to shareholders. And he stressed that Commonwealth Bank shareholders are not the Australian elite. They are ordinary mum and dad Australians. And he said we couldn't have a prosperous economy without strong banks, and that these profits also enable the confidence of global funders. But the first question he took, rather predictably, from one of the MPs there was, you delayed making payments to terminally ill policyholders in CommInsure in the hope that they would die before you had to pay them. And this, of course, relates to one of the scandals that the Commonwealth Bank found itself embroiled in earlier this year. Ian Narev once again apologised for the conduct of the Commonwealth Bank surrounding the CommInsure. He also apologised again for the way the bank conducted itself with selling financial products. So he repeatedly apologised again. He said new policies are in place, and the inquiry is now moving on to questions about interest rates, Angie.